Let's now take a look at in-depth focus to one of the major players in the stock market. The VFD Group PLC has released its unaudited financial statement for the 9 months ending September 30, 2025, showing solid earnings growth and an expanding asset base. Well, the report highlights strong investment activity and resilient performance across key sectors. VFD also reaffirmed that its ongoing rights issue remains open until November 24, well, the originally scheduled closing date, actually. Analysts say the group's results underscore continued investor confidence and sound capital management despite a challenging economic environment. Well, join me now from our Lagos studio is Folajimi Adeleye, Executive Director, Finance and Investor Relations at VFD Group PLC. Thank you for joining us, Mr. Folajimi. Thank you. It's good to have you on the show.
Thank you very much, Frank.
Okay.
Nice to be here.
Okay, great. Let's start off on this note. Let's take a look at the key insight. Of course, what key insight can be drawn from the VFD Group's latest 9-month financial report, as we have seen? Do the results indicate sustainable growth?
Oh, yeah. Thank you very much. I think if you look at the performance of the company, there are 3 key things that we can speak to in terms of performance. First of all is the broad base of our portfolio. VFD Group is invested in various sectors of the economy, the hospitality and real estate section. We also have investments in the fintech and financial services space, as well as investments in the capital market infrastructure. That has reflected in our performance. If you also look at the fact that year-on-year operating income grew by 66% and also a 30% growth in the total assets, it reflects also good governance and proper risk management around the performance of the company. It's also important to note that our cost-to-income ratio was just below 30%, about 27.5%. Which is a continuous approach to be cost efficient. And we believe that we expect, even as we go towards the end of the year, to see this reduce further because of the value from the VFD Group ecosystem. We will see the benefits of cross-selling and having a diverse industry base at the core of our investment activities.
Income grew by 66%, as you have said. But which sectors would you say contributed the most to the group's strong earnings and expanding asset base that we're seeing?
The unique thing about our performance is that it cuts across all our businesses and our sectors. The hospitality and real estate segment of the business performed incredibly well in 2025. We've also seen, huge performance in our capital market infrastructure as reflected in the performance by the Nigerian Exchange Group as well as CSCS PLC. So those contributed, and we've also seen great performance from our businesses in the financial services space.
Well, let's talk about the rights issues now. I mean, this remains open until November 24. Well, how has investor participation shaped up so far, and what impact it's expected to have on the group's capital structure going forward?
Oh, this excites us a lot. The level of interest we've seen from our shareholders is quite remarkable. And we continue to be grateful to them for supporting us and for believing in our business. Another unique thing has been, based on the feedback from our financial advisors, the number of inquiries from non-shareholders and the opportunities that are available for them to participate in this rights issue via rights trading on the NGX platform. So we're quite excited. Our financial advisors are also working on how to find ways to ensure that some of these, non-shareholders are also able to participate in the rights issue. We're quite positive that we are going to have a very successful rights issue.
I'm glad you talk about the, the trust of your shareholders and investors in the company. But talk to us about what you think is driving the level of this trust in the, in your performance and strategy so far.
Thank you very much. I think it's that we've prioritized risk management. We have a very robust infrastructure around risk management. As a company, we have also championed a course around governance as a strategy. The group is very key on governance, best practices, and also proper risk management. We've continued to, get the counsel of both our in-house resources as well as our consultants as we make decisions around investments and as we also look for opportunities, within the Nigerian capital market.
Well, let's also look at some other issues very quickly. I would like to ask you, how does the reported asset-based expansion position your company within Nigeria's evolving financial and investment landscape? If you looking back from when you listed on the exchange, I think in October 2023 up until now, with the more than 70 billion naira market capitalization. So speak to us about in terms of how these, expansion position the group going forward.
Oh, I think it's so fantastic and it's great what's happening with us as a business. It's the result of the hard work, patience, in terms of leadership and also our people within the organization. We see reflected performance that is an evidence of expertise within our system, but also best practices around risk and decision making. Also shows the deep depth of our research as an organization. It's also interesting to note that we have quite a number of investee companies within our businesses that are performing exceptionally well. However, because of reporting requirements, there's the impact of this performance and how we report it is quite limited. In fact, if you look at our financial statements, we reported a 6.6 billion profit before tax for our 9-month period. However, the total income for that period was in excess of 19 billion. 13 billion that is unrealized in value appreciation for our business within the first 9 months.
Just before I let you go, Mr. Afolajimi, let's talk about, your outlook for 2026 fiscal year. What are your priorities in terms of how do you intend to consolidate on this performance, and what are you looking at next?
I think our strategy is to continue to deepen our foothold around our businesses, to improve or to increase capacity, to also ensure that we continue to increase value for shareholders. I think in the last 18 months or thereabouts on the exchange, the value we've created for our shareholders is about 2x. We're confident that we will continue to do that with patience, identifying the right opportunities, and also ensuring that we are guided by governance and best practices.
Well, a good place to let you go. Thank you so much for your time on Arise Exchange. Afolajimi Adeleye is Executive Director of Finance and Investor Relations, VFD Group PLC.